This wasn't random. Something you watched today wasn't real, and you didn't notice. Not because you're naive, because your brain wasn't built for this. You opened your phone and watched a short of a politician saying something shocking, a celebrity jumping off a plane, or something else more absurd. It looked, sounded, and felt real. So you moved on. But here's the problem. There's a growing chance it wasn't. And the worst part, you didn't question it. You see a video, it looks real, sounds real. But something feels slightly off. And the scariest part, you can't reliably tell the difference anymore. If that makes you slightly uncomfortable, that's the point, because your brain is still acting. Like what you see is real, even though the system around you no longer guarantees that. At first, this sounds like a technological issue, something happening out there. But it's not just that. It's changing how your brain experiences reality. A few years ago, when you saw a video, your brain made a simple assumption. If I see it, it probably happened. Now that assumption is gone. You scroll and see a clip of someone speaking, and your brain pauses for a fraction of a second. Wait, is this real? You don't always consciously ask it, but the hesitation is there. Let's talk about something else. You see a news headline and it feels dramatic and emotional, a sign to trigger something. Instead of fully believing it, you feel a slight resistance. Not because you know it's false, because you know it could be. This is what changed. Not reality itself, but your relationship to it. Your brain used to rely on direct signals like facial expressions, voice tone, context, and these were enough to build trust. Now, those signals can be faked. A deep fake video can match facial movement. AI-generated voices can replicate tone and emotion. Even reactions can be scripted to feel authentic. So your brain adapts, and the first thing it loses is automatic trust. Now there's a new layer in your perception: doubt. And this doubt doesn't stay only in extreme cases. It spreads. You start questioning more things. Not just obvious fake content. Real content too, real people, real reactions, real emotions. You see someone online expressing something personal, and a part of you connects, another part of you wonders. Is this genuine? Or is this for attention? You watch someone speak passionately, and instead of fully engaging, your brain analyzes. How much of this is real? Even when something is authentic, your brain doesn't always fully commit to it. And this creates a strange effect. Things don't feel as real as they used to, because your brain no longer assumes they are. This is why scrolling feels different now. You're not just consuming content. You're constantly evaluating, checking, and filtering it, even if you don't realize it. That constant checking has a cost. It creates distance. Human connection depends on trust. Enough trust to feel something immediately. When someone smiles, you feel it. When someone speaks, you believe the tone. When someone shares something real, your brain connects without hesitation. When trust becomes uncertain, connection becomes weaker, because your brain hesitates before fully engaging. This is why people feel more disconnected lately, even when they're surrounded by content, or when they're constantly connected. The deeper part? Your brain is not built for this environment. It evolved in a world where reality was stable enough to trust. Now it's adapting to a world where reality can be edited, generated, or manipulated at scale. Your brain has learned something new. Not everything I see is real. And this is not paranoia, but pattern recognition. Once that belief enters the system, it doesn't stay limited. It spreads across everything. So the next time something feels slightly fake, slightly distant, slightly harder to trust, you're not overthinking. The environment changed, and your brain is still trying to figure out how to trust anything inside it. At some point, it stops being about what's real and starts being about what feels real enough. And once that happens, you don't need reality anymore. Just something convincing, enough to replace it.
I'm Oliver, and now you know why this happens. Or at least a part of it.